The South African Reserve Bank is the central bank of South Africa. Its primary purpose is to achieve and maintain price stability in the interest of balanced and sustainable economic growth. Together with other institutions, it also plays an important role in ensuring financial stability. In this video, we will discuss the role of the South African Reserve Bank as the central bank of South Africa. Welcome back to Public Administration 101, proudly brought to you by Kano Consultants for professional advice you can trust. As indicated, in this video, we will discuss the role of the South African Reserve Bank. By first providing its brief history, we will then discuss its role and objective in terms of the Constitution of South Africa, including some of the functions and duties performed by the Reserve Bank. We will then briefly explain the current ownership structure of the South African Reserve Bank, including its management structure. We will then list some of the committees within the Reserve Bank, and then briefly explain their role and function of each of the committees, and then conclude by summarizing the purpose of the Reserve Bank in relation to the monetary policy. Before we get into today's video, if you are watching this on YouTube, we would like to remind you to please check out our other videos on public administration under this channel, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. You can also support the channel by signing up to our Patreon page for early releases of these videos and for more content. Check out the link to our Patreon page on the description below. Now, let us get into today's video. We will start with a brief history of the South African Reserve Bank. The South African Reserve Bank, also known as the SARB, was established in 1921 as the Central Bank of South Africa in terms of a special Act of Parliament. This was as a result of unusual financial and monetary conditions which stemmed from the effects of World War I. During that time, the existence of central banks was still not common, and the South African Reserve Bank was only the fourth central bank founded outside of Europe, making it the oldest central bank in Africa. The Reserve Bank was mainly set up because of the need to issue uniform banknotes and to prevent the over-issuing of banknotes. At the time of its establishment, the South African Reserve Bank had two primary objectives. 1. To restore and maintain order in the issuing and circulation of domestic currency, and 2. To restore the gold standard to the pre-World War I's rate of exchange. The current objective of the South African Reserve Bank is provided for under Section 224 of the Constitution of South Africa, which states that the primary objective of the South African Reserve Bank is to protect the value of the currency in the interest of balanced and sustainable economic growth in the Republic of South Africa. Essentially, the purpose of the Reserve Bank is to achieve and maintain price stability in the interest of balanced and sustainable economic growth. Together with other institutions, the Reserve Bank also plays an important role in ensuring financial stability. In achieving its primary objective, the South African Reserve Bank performs the following key functions: issuing and destroying banknotes and coins, regulating and supervising financial institutions, managing the official gold and foreign reserves, managing the national payment system, as well as administering the exchange rate control systems. The Reserve Bank also acts as the banker to government, as well as acts as the lender of last resort to provide liquidity assistance, usually in exceptional cases. The South African Reserve Bank is required to perform these functions independently and without fear, favor, or prejudice. In this next section, we discuss who owns the South African Reserve Bank. Since its establishment, the Reserve Bank has always been privately owned. According to their website, the Reserve Bank currently has more than 800 shareholders as at the date of this video. However, it must be mentioned that unlike normal shareholding, the shareholders of the Reserve Bank have no rights or involvement in determining monetary policy, financial stability policy, or regulation, or on any supervision of the financial sector. The South African Reserve Bank was delisted from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange on the 2nd of May 2002. A live trading facility for its shares was then introduced on the 1st of October 2005 on an over-the-counter share transfer facility market, which is coordinated within the bank. In this next section, we cover the management structure of the South African Reserve Bank. The South African Reserve Bank is governed by a board of 14 members, which comprise of the Governor of the Reserve Bank, 3 deputy governors, 3 directors, who are appointed by the President of South Africa, as well as 7 members, who represent the top industries in the country, such as agriculture, commerce, finance, etc. The South African Reserve Bank also has the following committees: the Governor's Executive Committee, also known as the GEC, the Financial Stability Committee, often referred to as the FSC, the Prudential Committee, also known as PRUCO, as well as the Monetary Policy Committee, commonly referred to as the MPC. We will now briefly discuss each of these committees. The Governor's Executive Committee, also referred to as GEC, is responsible for the day-to-day decision-making at the South African Reserve Bank. As a unit and under the leadership of the incumbent Governor of the Reserve Bank, the Governor's Executive Committee is responsible for managing the day-to-day affairs of the South African Reserve Bank. The main function of the Financial Stability Committee is to monitor and review the strengths and weaknesses of the financial system and any risks to financial stability, and then take the necessary steps to mitigate these risks. The Prudential Committee oversees the management and administration of the Prudential Authority to ensure that it is efficient and effective. The Prudential Committee acts on behalf of the Prudential Authority by authorizing the CEO to sign Memorandum of Understanding, delegating powers to the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, adopting the implementation of the regulatory strategy of the Prudential Authority and administrative procedures, appointing members of subcommittees, making prudential or joint standards and other regulatory instruments, determining fees, and overseeing the implementation of any other matter assigned to the Prudential Authority in terms of a financial sector law. The Monetary Policy Committee, commonly referred to as the MPC, is responsible for formulating monetary policy in order to meet the Reserve Bank's price stability objective. The MPC meets at least 6 times per year. At these meetings, the MPC evaluates international and domestic economic conditions, as well as the expected behavior of the inflation rate, including the current prevailing stance of the monetary policy. The Reserve Bank also holds post-MPC meetings with domestic and international investors and analysts. Before we conclude, if you enjoy any of our content and would like to support the channel, you can do so by signing up to our Patreon page. You can find the link in the description below. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can also subscribe to our channel. In conclusion, the South African Reserve Bank fulfills its constitutional mandate to protect the value of the rand by keeping inflation low and steady. At its disposal, the South African Reserve Bank uses interest rates to influence the level of inflation in the country by performing its functions independently. Although there is regular consultation between the Reserve Bank and the Ministry of Finance. We've come to the end of this video on the role and functions of the South African Reserve Bank as the Central Bank of South Africa. Please take time to check out our other videos on public administration and public finance, under this channel, where we discuss various topics relating to public administration, as well as public management and management of the public sector, including the running of government. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content. And remember to turn on the notification button to make sure that you don't miss out when we post new videos. You can also connect with us by following us on social media at ConsultKano, and continue the conversation by leaving us a comment below this video or tagging us on social media using the hashtag ConsultKano. Thank you again for watching. Join us again next time for another video. Until then, check out these other videos. Kano Consultants, for professional advice you can trust.